സർവം ബ്രഹ്മമയം സർവം ബ്രഹ്മമയം. സർവം ബ്രഹ്മമയം സർവം ബ്രഹ്മമയം. 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 സർവം ബ്രഹ്മമയം.
Good morning and namaskaram to all. We'll start. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnur Gurur Devo Maheshwarah Gurus Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Sarvasamshayacchettaram Satchidananda Vigraham Sada Susmera Vadanam Balakrishnam Namamyaham. Vidyaranyad Vaidyat Vyadheriva Bhavasya hi Vinutyai Pathyanyaswadyantam Panchadasi Prakaranani Bhakshyani. Om. Namaskaram to all. We have been discussing Panchadasi and we are in the first chapter, Thatwa Viveka Prakaranam, where we have completed up to verse number 36. So Vidyaranya Swami explains about the 5 koshas, Pancha koshas: Annam, Prano, Mano, Buddhiranandaschedi Panjage Koshastairavrudha Swatma Vismritya Samsrutim Varvrajet. The 5 sheets: Annam, Annamaya Kosham; Pranamaya Kosham; Manomaya Kosham; Vijnanamaya Kosham. Here it is called Buddhi, Vijnanamaya Kosham, and Anandamaya Kosham. So these 5 koshas, 5 sheets, 5 layers, koshaihi, koshastaihi avrtaha, by covered by these 5 layers, Atma Vismritya, by forgetting. Vispratya means 5 forgetting Swarupam. Atma Swarupam we forget. Okay, we are forgetting the Atma Swarupam and identifying ourselves with the 5 koshas. This Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya koshas, we identify ourselves because they cover our Swarupam. So Atma Swarupam, because of this covering, we forget the Atma Swarupam. And what happens? Samsritim Vrajed. We fall into the samsara. We fall into the problems of this world. Samsara means these problems of this world. We get entangled with the objects and we get attached. Because of this attachment, we suffer. That is what we call it as samsara. So that is what 33rd verse. And then from there 34th verse, Syat Panchikrita Bhudothaha Deha Sthulonna Samjnagaha. So Sthula Deham, what is this Annamaya Kosham? Annamaya Kosham is the Sthula Deham, this gross body which is of which is made or which is born out of the 5 grossified elements. Grossified elements, grossified Akasha, grossified Vayu, grossified Agni, grossified Jalam, grossified Prithvi. From these 5 Panchikrita elements, from this Panchikrita Panchabhutani, from this the Sthula Deham, that is Annamaya Kosham, is born. Okay, so this is just for refreshing only. Those who are missed the previous classes also, they will get an idea where we are now. Lingedu Rajasaihi Pranaihi Pranaha Karmendriyai Saha. So then what is this Linga Shariram? Lingetu means Linga Shariram, that is Sukshma Shariram. Linga Shariram is Sukshma Shariram. This Sukshma Shariram is born out of Rajasaihi Pranaihi. So the Rajoguna Pradhanam, Rajogunam, it is from the Rajogunam of the, see, all of this is coming from the Prakriti, which is Tamoguna Pradhana Prakriti. Don't forget, Tamoguna Pradhana Prakriti. From this is created. From that there is Rajogunam as well as Tamogunam are there. Rajogunam and Sattvagunam is there in the Tamoguna Pradhana Prakriti. From the Rajasic part of it, from the Rajogunam of that, Linge, that is the Sukshma Shariram, part of Sukshma Shariram is Rajasaihi Pranaihi. 5 pranas, prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. These 5 pranas, and then Karmendriyehi, all the 5 motor organs or Karmendriyas. Vak, Pani, Pada, Payu, Upastha. Vak, speech, Pani, hands, Payu, Vak, Pani, Pada, legs, Payu, the excretion organs, and Upastha, the reproductive organs. So these are the 5 Karmendriyas. So these 5 Karmendriyas as well as the Panchapranas. So 10 out of the total 17 is born. That is the Linga Shariram. Okay. Then Rajasaihi Pranaihi Karmendri Saha Pranaha Syad. So from the Linga Shariram, part of Linga Shariram is this Prana. So we said that what is the Linga Shariram? Linga Sukshma Shariram is Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya Kosham. Those who have attended previous classes, they will remember Pranamayam, Manomayam and Vijnanamayam. These 3 sheets together is called the Sukshma Shariram. So here Pranamaya. So Pranamaya Kosham explained, Karmendriye Saha, Pranaha, then Pranamaya Kosham. Then what about the Manomayam and Vijnanamayam? Satvikaihi Dhindriyai Sakam Vimarshatma Manomayaha Taireva Sakam Vijnanamayo Dhir Nischayatmika. From the Sattva Gunam of the Tamoguna Pradhana Prakriti, what is created? Dihi Indriyehi Sakam. Dihi, the Buddhi or the intelligence, along with Indriyai Saha. Which Indriya here? Sense organs. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandham. The 5 sense organs along with the Buddhi. Okay, and that is with the Jnanendriyas, Vimarshatma, the mind, the doubting mind, that is Manomayam. When it is Nischayatmika, that is the deciding one, is the Buddhi. So the mind and Buddhi are Manomaya Kosham. Actually, it is the by functionality it is different, but otherwise both are same only. That which is that faculty which is doubting faculty is the mind. Okay, Sankalpa Vikalpatmakam Manaha. So that is the mind, and the Nischayatmika, the deciding faculty, Buddhi. So what is the Manomaya Kosham? Manomaya Kosham is the sense organs along with the mind. Okay, and Vijnanamaya Kosham is sense organs plus Buddhi, right, intellect. So this is the Vijnanamaya Kosham, and these two are from the Sattwamsham of the Tamoguna Pradhana Prakriti. So these are the 3 koshas explained by Vidyaranya Swami. And then now we will move to the 36th verse. 36th verse we explained already in our previous class, but still little more we will explain. One more time we will explain, not little more, same thing. 636. Karane sattvamanandamayo modadi vrittibihi tattat koshaistu tadatmyad atma tattanmayo bhavet. See, Anandamaya Kosham is same as Karana Shariram, causal body. What is this Anandamayam? We always get confused, We say that Anandam is Brahman. Satchidananda Swarupam is Atma, right? Sat, Chit, Anandam. So it is Ananda Swarupam is Brahman. Here it is Anandamaya Kosham. So there is a confusion. Why it is saying Kosham here, or the sheath is a covering? Because here, what is Anandam? Anandamaya Kosham, sorry. What is Anandamaya Kosham? Anandamaya Kosham is the Karana Shariram, causal body, which is the root cause of the Sukshma Shariram and Sthula Shariram. So what is the root cause? Avidya is the root cause, right? So Avidya is Karana Shariram. That is, Avidya is the cause, right? Avidya is the reason. Avidya is same as Ajnanam. So Avidya is Karana Shariram. And what is Karana Shariram? Anandamaya Kosham. When we take it as a Kosham, Anandamaya Kosha. That is the covering or the sheath or the layer. What is the Avidya? What is Avidya? Avidya is a simple thing that we think or we wrongly understand that the happiness that we get or the happiness that we have is coming from an external object. This wrong understanding is Avidya. Okay. What is the right understanding? Right understanding is I am Atma, I am Ananda Swarupam. I don't need anything from outside, including this body and sense organs, is the right understanding. What is the wrong understanding? See, wrong understanding we all know. Okay, wrong understanding we don't have to tell. We know it because we think, somehow we think that we have to have an ice cream to be happy. We have to get something from outside to be happy. This avidya, that is what anadya avidya vasanaya. We say anadi, this vasana, this wrong understanding is anadi. We don't know from when, since when it started. This avidya is the causal body, is the anandamaya kosham. We think the anandam is coming from an external object. Okay, this is the avidya. This is the root cause of all problems. That is why it is called Karana Shariram. Now let us see. Karane Sattvam Anandamayo Modadi Vrittibihi. What is Modadi Vrittibihi? Modam, Pramodam, Priyam. We explained last class of Tasya Priyame Vashiraha. Taittiriya Upanishad says this Anandamaya Kosham is Tatsya Priyame Vashiraha. The head is Priyam. Priyam means the like. Okay, you like something. Okay, you see something for a long time, you start liking it. The same thing, Dhyayate Vishayan Pumsaha. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha in Bhagavad Gita. So you see something, you keep on meditating on it, you start liking it. That is Priyam. Then when you want to have it and you order it, or you start, your actions towards that, you start feeling happy. Modam. Or when you get it, you get modam. So Priyam, Modam and Pramodam. Pramodam is the happiest. Okay. When you are happiest by obtaining something, by acquiring something, that is Pramodam. So Tasya Priyameva Siraha, Modo Dakshinah Pakshaha, Pramoda Uttarah Pakshaha. So Modam, when you get it, Pramodam, and when you use it, when you experience it, okay, Pramodaha. So these are the various layers. This is the Anandamaya Kosham. That is what Vidyaranya Swami said. Modadi Vrittibihi. Modadi. Modam, Priyam, Pramodam, etc. And then what happens? Tattat Koshaistu Tadatmyad. Tadatmyad. Tadatmyad means by identifying ourselves with these koshas, that I am Annamaya Koshaha, I am this body, I am this mind, I am this intellect, I am this Karana Shariram, etc. One who identifies with these bodies, then what happens? Tat Tanmayaha Bhaved. This Jiva or this Jivatma, Tat Tanmayaha Bhaved, becomes that. Okay? That Jiva becomes that. Like I am Pratnyaha, Aham Pratnyaha, Aham Taijasaha, Aham Vishwaha, like that. We forget Aham Brahmasmi. I am that Brahman, we forget. That is what previous verse said, Vismritim. By forgetting it, we fall into samsara. What is falling into samsara? That I am Vishwaha, I am Taijasaha, I am Pratnyaha, like that. When we identify ourselves with these koshas, Tadatmyad, by identifying with these koshas, tat tanmayaha bhavet, we become that only. This is the Karane, the 36th verse, which we explained in our last session. Okay, so now we will continue. Now, Vidyaranya Swami wants to separate this. Vidyaranya Swami wants to separate this Atma from the 5 koshas. From the 5 sheets, Vidyaranya Swami wants to explain it with a tool. What is the tool? Anvaya Vyatirekam is the yukti. It's a tool which he uses to separate this. This is not a physical separation. This separation is intellectual. Okay, understanding. Okay, this separation is understanding. What is the understanding? Let us see. What is this Anvayam and what is this Vyatirekam? Anvaya means the presence of an object, presence of something, okay, in the absence of other. Even in the absence of other, if A is present in the absence of B, that is Anvayam. In the absence of B, A is still present, is Vyatirekam. Both seems to be almost same, but there is a difference is there. One, Anvayam gives more importance to the presence of an object or presence of a vastu, and Vyatirekam is more importance to the absence of something. I will explain this. See, you think of an old man. Okay, you meet an old man. Always, normally you meet an old man. Say Krishnappa. You call him Krishnappa. So you meet this Krishnappa on the road. All the time you meet him with a walking stick. This old man Krishnappa always walks with a walking stick. Now you know that Krishnappa and a walking stick. You always see them together only. But one day, when you went to his home, you saw Krishnappa, but he does not have a walking stick. There he is using railings fitted on the side, in the wall, on the wall only. Inside his home, railings are fitted. So he is using those to hold on to, but he doesn't have a walking stick. Now, what is Anvayam is presence of Krishnappa in the absence of a walking stick is called Anvayam. And what is Vyatiregam? Even in the absence of a walking stick, Krishnappa is present. That is Vyatiregam. So from this, what do we understand? That when a walking stick is there with Krishnappa, Krishnappa is present. Even in the absence of a walking stick, Krishnappa is present. There Krishnappa uses railings or maybe walker or something. But Krishnappa is present there also. So the presence of Krishnappa in the absence of walking stick is called Anvayam, and the absence of walking stick, even then Krishnappa is present, is called Vyatiregam. So this is the yukti here. Okay, this yukti. So with this yukti, Vidyaranya Swami will with this yukti, Vidyaranya Swami will prove that Atma is present at all times. Atma is present at all times, and it is separate from the five koshas. It is separate from the five sheets using the yukti Anvaya Vyatiregam. See, this is, so then after, see, this is, as I told you, it is an intellectual understanding. It is not a physical separation. So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says that, say you have curd, right? From the curd, you churn the curd. The curd is the buttermilk, everything is together, right? It's all a homogeneous mixture, the curd. But when you churn it, slowly the butter comes out, right? The butter is separated from the buttermilk. Now you got a butter as a ball. You can have a butter, hard, solid. And once it is separated, you don't have to keep it always separate. You can even put it inside the buttermilk itself. The butter will float. It will never get again mixed with the buttermilk, and next day morning you see again it has become curd. No, butter will remain as butter even when it is together with the buttermilk. Similarly, it is not necessary to physically separate this Atma from the Panchakoshas. It is an intellectual understanding. This is one beautiful example given by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. We'll see. Anvaya, 37th verse, beautiful verse. Anvaya Vyatirekabhyam Panchakosha Vivekataha Swatmanam Tata Udhritya Param Brahma Prapadyate. Anvaya Vyatirekabhyam. By this, using this logic, Anvaya Vyatireka, as I explained, Panchakosha Vivekataha, by discriminating, by separating this five koshas, by separating, Tataha Swatmana Mudritya, by separating this Atma and extracting from this mixture intellectually, Brahma Prapadyade, he acquires Brahmapadam, or he reaches the ultimate moksham or mukti. Brahmapadam Prapadyade. Brahma Prapadyade, he merges with Brahman or Bhagavan. Merges here means he realizes that Aham Brahmasmi. Right? In how this is done? In Atma Bodham, I have taken some quotes from Atma Bodham. From Atma Bodham, there is a verse, Panchakoshadi Yogena. Atma Bodham is a Prakarana Grantha written by Adi Shankaracharya. There he says, Panchakoshadi Yogena Tat Tanmaya Ivasthitaha Shuddhatma Neelavastradi Yogena Sphatiko Yatha. This Atma is Shuddham. It is pure. It is absolutely pure. No contamination of any of these gunas. It is so pure. But by the association with the five koshas, the Atma means this Jivatma, identifies wrongly with them and wrongly understands that I am the five koshas. How means he is given a beautiful example. Shuddhatma Neelavastradi Yogena Sphatiko Yada. Suppose you have a crystal which is so pure and so white, right? When this crystal, we can't see white also, but that crystal, when it is in the background of any other color, say Neelavastram, or a prism, okay, a prism, crystal prism, if it is there with a background of a red flower or something, the crystal will appear as blue. But in original, the crystal is white, right? It doesn't have any color. Whereas in the association with background of a Neelavastram or a blue cloth or red cloth, etc., this crystal will appear as if the crystal is blue or red as the color of the background. Similarly, Atma, when it is mixed with the Pancha Koshas, the Jivatma, the Atma, wrongly identifies as the Pancha Koshas. This is what he said. And then what to do? 16th verse of the Atma Bodham. Vapustushadibih koshair yuktam yuktavakhatataha atmanamantaram shuddham vivichya tandulam yatha. See, when we get this paddy is there, no? The paddy has got inside the rice is there. Outside there is the husk and bran. So we have to get the rice from this paddy, we need to do pounding, right? So the paddy is done pounding, and by pounding, doing pounding, we have to remove the husk and the bran from the pure rice inside. So that is what he Shankaracharya says. Vapustushadibihi koshaihi. So it is covered by Vapustusha means bran and husk. Yuktam yuktavaghatataha. You have to do pounding. Atmanam antaram shuddham vivichya tandulam yatha. So similarly, we have to do pounding of our intellect, pounding of our head. This is what is done by the Guru. Like Vidyaranya Swami is going to pounders, first pounder, dhum, I am not the Annamaya Kosha. I am not Karanamaya, I am not the Pranamaya Kosha. Another pounding, dhum, like that. So we do pounding of our head and separate the Atma. Okay. Now we'll come to the how Vidyaranya Swami is going to do this. We'll see. So Anvaya Vyatireka you understood, no? See, in this context, this Anvaya Vyatireka is like this. But at another place, the Anvaya is like, it is like if gold is present, ornaments are there. This is Anvayam. When if the gold is not there, all ornaments cannot be there. Similarly, if Bodham is there, all the Jada, etc., all the inert matter is, or in another words, Bodham is there, this Jagat is there. If Bodham is not there, the Jagat is not there. Vyatiregam. So then what is the inference out of it? All that Jagat that appears is Bodham, or all the ornaments that is there is gold. So that is Anvaya Vyatireka in another context. So here this is what, as I explained to you, in the assume there are two objects A and B. When A and B are together, okay, A is available. So in the absence of B also A is available. That is Anvayam. And in the absence of A, in the absence of B, A is always available. That is Vyatiregam. So first Anvayam, the importance is given to the presence, and in Vyatiregam, the importance is given to the absence. See, let us see how he explains. 38th verse. Abhane sthula dehasya swapne yad bhanam atmanah sonvayo vyatiregastat bhane jnanavabhasanam. See what Vidyaranya Swami says. Swapne, in the dream state, okay, when we are dreaming, sthula dehasya abhane, the sthula deham is absent, or there is no feeling of any sthula deham, right? Atmanaha bhanam asti, but consciousness is there in during dream state also. Okay, we already in the beginning itself we explained all this, that Atma is present in the waking state and Atma is present in the Swapna state also. We all very clearly we explained, Vidyaranya Swami explained in the beginning itself. That is the reason we are able to recollect the dream. So we are aware of the dream, like we are aware of the waking state, we are aware of the dream also. So Atma is present. So there is no question of whether Atma is there during dream state or not. So the dream state, Atma is there. So that is taken for granted now, because already it's all explained in the beginning. Swapne sthula dehasya abhane, sthula deham is not there in Swapna time, in dream state. Atmanaha bhanam asti, Atma is present there. Saha anvayaha, this is the Anvayam. So the Yukti Anvayam is explained here, that in the dream state, Sthula Deham, that is the Annamaya Kosham, is absent, whereas Atma is present, that is Anvayam. Tadbhane, that is when the Atma is present, okay, consciousness is shining, consciousness is present, prakashayati, it is bhane. Bhane means it is shining. Anyanava bhasanam, the other, the sthula deham is absent, okay, and it is not shining there. The sthula deham is not shining, Annamaya Kosham is not available there. This is Vyatiregaha, this is Vyatiregam. So So remember the walking stick and Krishnappa. So the Swapne Sthula Dehasya Abhane means here in the house, when the walking stick is not there, Krishnappa is there. Right? That is Anvayam. Then Tad Bhane, when Krishnappa is there present, the other walking stick is not available there, that is called Vyatiregam. That means Krishnappa is present on the road as well as inside the home. So Atma is present in the waking state. When the Sthula Deham is available, Atma is there. But the Sthula Deham is absent in a dream, Atma is present there. So Atma is present whether in the presence of Sthula Deham or in the absence of Sthula Deham, Atma is present. That is the inference from this. That means when this body, whether this appears here now or when this body disappears tomorrow, Atma is present. That is the inference here. So generally what we call as death is for the body, whereas I, the Atma, we are talking about you and me. We are not talking about Krishnappa. We are talking about we, you and me. So even when during the death of this body, I, the Atma, continues. That is the inference here. That is what we have to understand from this verse. Abhane sthula dehasya swapne yad bhanam atmanaha. Atma is present in the absence of sthula deham. That is called Anvayam. Saha Anvayaha Vyatiregas Tad Bhanenyanavabhasanam. In the absence of Sthula Deham, Atma is present. That is Vyatiregam. From this we come to a conclusion that Atma is present in the absence of Annamaya Kosham also. In the absence of Sthula Shariram also, Atma is present. That is the inference. Now, what about the Sukshma Shariram? Let us move. 39th verse. Linga bhane sushuptau syat atmano bhanamanvayaha vyatirekastu tadbhane lingasya bhanamuchyate. Similarly, during deep sleep, sushuptau, during deep sleep, the sukshma shariram, the subtle body, is not perceived. But self is invariably present. Self is present there. Atma is present in deep sleep also. Any doubt? See, in deep sleep, if I am not present there, why would I go to deep sleep every day? I would love to sleep. I love to go back to sleep because I am present there. Right? There is no question of my absence in deep sleep. Right? This in the beginning we explained. I have to be present to say that I was happy. I had a blissful sleep. When I say I had a blissful sleep, I have to be there. Right? I must have been there in deep sleep. So there is no doubt, there is no question of my absence in deep sleep. So the self is present in deep sleep. Then what is absent? Sukshma Shariram is absent. What is Sukshma Shariram? Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya. Mean the Andhakaranam. Right? Andhakaranam we call it. Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chittam. All the problems of this world. Office problems, household problems, problems from husband or wife and children, etc. is absent there. Right? There is absolutely no problem of any of the mind, the suffering of the mind is absent. So there is absolute bliss is there. In deep sleep, all the problems of the world is not there. So the mind is absent, or it is in dormant state. Okay, so like how we have an absence of sthula shariram in dream state, we feel an absence of sukshma shariram in deep sleep state, whereas I continues. The self continues to be there in deep sleep state. So now what Vidyaranya Swami says, Sushuptau, in deep sleep state, Linga Abhani, in the absence of dream experience. See, during the dream, we experience a dream. There is a world, there are people, there are buildings, and I also there inside the dream. So like that, there is an experience of a dream, whereas in deep sleep, I don't have an experience of a dream, and of course, I don't have an experience of waking state also. So both the experiences are absent, right? Atmanaha bhanam, presence of Atma is there, that we already explained. So that is called Anvayaha Syad. That is the Anvayam. So in deep sleep, absence of Linga Shariram and absence of Sthula Shariram also. Okay, Sthula Shariram already it is absent in the dream state itself. So absence of Linga Shariram, but presence of Atma is there. Same thing, you can think of the same thing. The absence of walking stick is there here, okay, but Krishnappa is still there, right, in deep sleep. So in the presence of Krishnappa and walking stick in the dream state, the absence of Linga Shariram, the absence of walking stick, Krishnappa is there in deep sleep also. Krishnappa continues. So Anvaya, Tad Bhane, when the Atma is shining, right? When the Atma is shining, Lingasya Abhanam, absence of Linga Shariram, absence of subtle body, Vyatiregaha Uchyate, is known as the Vyatiregam. So the prakriya or the principle or the tool that is used to separate this Atma from the koshas is Anvaya Vyatirekam, and using the tool, Vidyaranya Swami explained the presence of Atma during the waking state. Anyway, we know waking state Atma is there and present in the dream state also, and also present in the deep sleep state also, like Sutre Maniganaiva. You remember the slogam in the Bhagavad Gita? Like the thread, like the thread that passes in a garland, so the Manigana, the Maniganas, manis, or what do you call in English? The beads. Yeah, the beads, in the presence of a bead or in the absence of a bead, the thread is there. So the Atma is like a thread, right? During the deep sleep or in the dream state or in the waking state, the thread continues to exist. The flowers in a garland can go and come, but the thread remains always present. So that is the Mattah Paradaram Nanyat Kinjit Asti Dhananjaya Mai Sarvamidam Prodam Sutre Manigana Iva. Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 7th slokam. Mattah Paradaram Nanyat Kinjit Asti Dhananjaya. Hey Arjuna, there is nothing other than me. I alone exist. Na anyat kinchit asti. Little bit of me, little bit of other is not there. Only I alone exist. Mayi sarvam idam prodam sutre maniganaiva. I remain in all of the objects of this world. Okay, so here in this particular context, we take that the sutram, the thread is there during all the three states or the five koshas. So now we will read one more time and we will move to the 40th verse. Linga 39 Linga bhane sushuptau syat atmano bhanamanvayaha vyatiregastu tadbhane lingasya bhanamuchyate. So far 4 koshas, annamaya kosham, pranamaya kosham, manomaya kosham, vijnanamaya kosham. Or in other words, annamaya kosham is the sthula shariram, pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya kosham. These 3 koshas is the sukshma shariram, is disconnected or separated from Atma. So Atma is separated from the 4 koshas so far, or the 2 shariras, Sukshma shariram and Sthula shariram. So there is a doubt here. So far Vidyaranya Swami is explaining about shariram, but what we started with Panchakosha Vivekam, right? So, but we are discussing this continuously, Kosham and the Shariram together. Whereas Vidyaranya Swami is talking about, initially he started with the Koshas, suddenly he changed to Sthula and Sukshma Shariram. If you remember the last 2 verses, Abhane Sthula Dehasya, Sopne Yad Bhanam Atmanaha. Then here also, Linga Bhane Sushuptau Syat. Suddenly he shifted from the Koshas to Shariram. Like you started with the Ramayana story and then now we are in Mahabharata, like that, No, Vidyaranya Swami has not forgotten about it. So he wanted to make a small note here that I have not forgotten that we started with Panchakosha Vivekam. I remember it, and he gives this note, 40th verse. Tad viveka divikta syuhu kosha prana manodhiyaha tehi tatra gunavastha bheda matrat pradhakritaha. What Vidyaranya Swami says, tad vivekat, by discriminating or by subdividing that subtle body, tad vivekad prana manodhiyaha koshaha. Pranamayam kosham, manomaya kosham and vijnanamaya kosham, these 3 koshaha, these 3 sheets, viviktaha syuhu, are understood to be different from Atma. These 3 koshas, pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya koshas, viviktaha syuhu, they are to be understood to be different from Atma. Because te tatra, these sheets in the linga deham, gunavastha bedamatrad. So this sukshma shariram is subdivided into pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya koshas only. That is what I explained. So initially he said sthula shariram is annamaya kosham, is clear. So here he is talking about all the shariram, sukshma shariram. So here he clarifies that the sukshma shariram is same as pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya kosham. This is what he emphasizes here. Tad vivekad, by discriminating or by subdividing the subtle body into prana, mano, diyaha, koshaha, viviktaha, and they have to be understood as different from Atma because they are these sheets of this linga deham, the sheets of this linga deham, or the subdivided koshas of the linga shariram, gunavastha bedamatrad. It is different only by the differences in guna and avastha. I will explain what is difference of gunas and avastha. Gunavastha bheda matrad. What is the gunavastha? Pranamayam is rajoguna pranamayam. What is pranamayam? We already discussed. Rajogunam, right? Panchapranas and karmendriyas. So panchapranas and karmendriyas are rajogunam of the tamo guna pradhana prakriti, right? So from that prakriti, the rajogunam is used for the creation or the of the pranamaya kosha. And what about manomayam and vijnanamayam? They are of the sattva guna. Okay, some books it says that this manomayam is sattva gunam and rajogunam, and vijnanamayam as sattva gunam. But so far we have seen as vijnanamayam and pranamayam is vijnanamayam and manomayam is sattva gunam, because vijnanamayam is the intellect or the deciding faculty with the jnanendriyas, and this is sattva only. Similarly, manomayam is the mind and the jnanendriyas, which is also sattva. Okay, those who remember, otherwise those who don't remember this can refresh the previous classes. Okay, so vijnanamayam and manomayam is sattva gunas, but the difference between manomayam and vijnanamayam is because of the avastha. What is the avastha here? Condition or situation. The manomayam is the doubting faculty. Okay, so whether to do this or not do this, confusing state. The state is confusing in manomayam, whereas the vijnanamayam is deciding faculty. There is no confusion there, non-confusing state. So by the difference of state between manomayam and vijnanamayam, and by gunas, the pranamayam is rajogunam and manomayam and vijnanamayam is sattvagunam. Only because of the difference in gunas and avastha, these three are subdivided, but we have to understand that these three are together is the sukshma shariram. So the sukshma shariram is same as this panchakosha, three koshas. So that is why I explained these three koshas as shariram. So this much clarity he wanted to give. So don't think that I have forgotten this. So I am making it a point that I am talking about the Panchakosha Viveka only through the Sthula Shariram and Sukshma Shariram. Okay? Right. Now, what is remaining now? Karana Shariram or the Anandamaya Kosha. Already 4 koshas are separated from Atma. Now let us see. Sushuptya bhane bhanam tu samadhavatmanonvayaha vyatiregastvatma bhane sushuptya anavabhasanam. Vidyaranya Swami says, in samadhi, sushuptya bhave, what is that? Sushuptya bhane. Sushuptya bhane, Sushuptya abhavena. Sushuptya abhavena. Right? Here Sushupti means Ajnanam. Okay? Ajnanam. Sushupti here in this particular means, Sushupti means Ajnanam. Sleep. Sleep means Ajnanam. Sushupti Sushuptya abhavena. There is no ajnanam or there is no sushupti. Okay, there is no sushupti, there is no ajnanam, there is no avidya. That is absence of avidya, absence of sushupti, absence of ajnanam. All three are same. Where? Samadhau. In samadhi. Okay, in samadhi state. What is samadhi state? When the jnanam is assimilated. What is jnanam? Aham brahmasmi is this knowledge is understood intellectually and assimilated. That is samadhi. So Vidyaranya Swami is going to explain about this samadhi in later from 55th or other verses are there. So we'll just at the moment we will take samadhi as a state of jnanam or assimilated jnanam. Knowledge is assimilated. Aham brahmasmi is assimilated. In that state, sushupti abhavena. No sushupti, no ajnanam, no avidya. Atmanaha tu bhanam. Atma is there. Atma alone is there. Okay? Anvayaha. That is the anvayam there. That is the logic. Anvaya logic is absence of avidya, absence of ajnanam, absence of sushupti. Avidya is same as karana sharira. Okay? Absence, avidya is karana sharira, causal body. So the absence of causal body, absence of ajnanam, absence of avidya, absence of sushupti, samadho, where in samadhi state. In that state, it is not waking state, it is not the dream state, it is not the deep sleep state also. Okay, that state, in that state, it is not eyes closed and sitting. Okay, please don't get confused with this samadhi now. Understand that samadhi state is jnanam assimilated, sthita prajna, a jivan mukta. Okay, that state. Atma alone is there. Atma tu bhanam, the presence of Atma, absence of what? Absence of karana shariram also. Okay, so karana shariram also, sthula shariram also, absence of sthula shariram, absence of sukshma shariram also. Anvayaha, that is anvayam. Atma bhane, Atma is present or Atma is shining. Sushupti anavabhasanam, absence of sushupti, absence of sushupti, absence of ajnanam, absence of avidya, vyatirekaha, that is vyatirekam. So Vidyaranya Swami explained very clearly that in samadhi state, in that jivan mukta state, in that jnanam state, sushupti abhavena, there is no sushupti, there is no avidya, that is karana shariram also is not Atma. Atma is present. Atmanaha tu bhanam, the presence of Atma is anvayam. Atma bhane, Atma is present. Sushupti anavabhasanam, absence of ajnanam. Okay, absence of ajnanam, vyatirekaha is vyatirekam. So it is not sushupti, because in sushupti ajnanam is there in the seed form, right? That is the reason when someone goes to deep sleep, suppose he has, say, a dislike towards a person A, he goes to sleep, or dislike or like, let it be like or dislike, okay, towards an object or a situation, he goes to deep sleep. when that person wakes up, the same likes and dislike continues. Next day morning, when the person is awake from deep sleep, is not waking up as a jnani, right? Again the likes and dislikes continues. So where was this likes and dislikes during deep sleep? Though the jiva experienced a blissful sleep, because that blissful sleep is because of the presence of Atma, right? The Ajnanam is still there, in dormant state is there. Vasana is still there, right? In seed form. That is the reason a tiger goes into sleep as a tiger and wakes up as a tiger. Similarly, a human being with all the likes and dislikes goes to deep sleep and wakes up with the same likes and dislikes. Nothing has happened. It remained, it was there. That was the Karana Shariram. And from that Karana Shariram, the thoughts arises, the Sukshma Shariram. Mean thinking, oh, this guy is not good, that guy is not good. And the Sula Shariram, action starts. Right? Various kinds of actions towards that situation or that object, it starts. Action starts. So, the Karana Shariram is there in deep sleep. Okay? Anandamaya Kosham is there in deep sleep. Whereas in Samadhi, Anandamaya Kosham also is not there. Vasana is not there. Vasana is all flushed out. No more Vasana, no more Avidya, no more Karana Shariram. Then because no more Karana Shariram, no Sukshma Shariram and no notion of Stula Shariram also. Okay? We will continue from the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Harihi Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu.